Hey everyone, Craig here, and I'm back with another episode of Let's Talk 76. Today I'm joined by, once again, Stack, Skier, and Convict, and we're talking Reclamation Day and camps. There's been a lot of touchy news, so just be aware that we're probably not going to talk about the likes of Fallout First and private servers too much because we're not really here to talk about the drama, we're here just to talk about the game. So, that said, I'm going to roll the intro and we will see you guys shortly. Alright, so we're back with episode 3. This time we're talking Reclamation Day anniversary, the whole October 23rd, 2077 sort of thing, because we are recording this on the Wednesday. As you know, I'm already joined by Gear, Stacks, and Convict. And today I think we'll start off just talking about, recent news. So, as we all know, private servers launched, which are pretty cool, but they're partly to do with Fallout First, premium service, which we'll maybe go into next week when things have calmed down a bit. You guys can think of any other news this week that's worth noting?
Aside from that, the only thing I can think of that might be worth noting is that today is October 23rd.
Mm-hmm. The day the vault opened, the day the bombs fell.
60 years from now, the world destroys itself in atomic war. Well, hopefully not, but at the same time, maybe.
Yeah,
perhaps.
I mean, if the world keeps going the way it does, a reset might be helpful.
What other news have we got this week? I'm trying to think. I'm sure there was other stuff we were going to talk about in terms of news. What else happened this patch? Because this patch had other stuff.
The new event that's coming out next. What is that?
Mischief,
is that
right?
Tuesday? Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
And then there's also. Well, let's do that more first.
Well, what I was
New
going to
nuclear awards,
the nuclear winter awards.
rarity colors.
That's what I was going to go to. I wanted to cover the other thing in detail first.
Well, to be fair, Halloween events on the day after. Well, we'll actually be doing this pod. We'll be doing a Halloween special the day after the event goes live, so it'd probably be better to talk more about it then, because we can kind of go into more detail.
And show off the cool shit we get from it.
Yeah. You want to talk about nuclear winter, Convict?
So we've got 6, they said, spooky themed challenges for nuclear winter coming up soon. Kind of like how we had the 6 where we were able to get the tracksuit, the diploma, the pennant, the box, and 2 other things that I can't think of off the top of my head. They're coming back again, but this time we've got some Halloween-related items as rewards, and Modus is also Zax is also decorating the Vault 51 area for pregame and Halloween-themed stuff.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to be wearing different Halloween costumes for that. Have we all got our Halloween costumes picked for next week's episode, actually?
I already picked.
Yeah? I've got a couple
I've had my heart set on the same thing for like 3 weeks now.
Yeah, same, pretty much.
I've got my pick, unless the new nuclear winter stuff is cooler.
Yeah, true. All right.
And we'll see what we get from the event as well.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so moving on. Today, I wanted to talk about, in the general theme of, Reclamation Day, the anniversary, I want to talk about when you first left the vault, some of your best memories.
Not having a gun.
Yes.
Definitely would have to be running into a Liberator for the first time. It was liberating.
Yes, Liberators were kind of it was weird because I was like, oh, it's like a little robot. Hey, little guy, and the subtitles came up, just says speaks Chinese, and I was like, oh, okay,
Oh no!
communists.
Very Chinese sound.
Whenever someone mentions Liberator, this always pops into my head. I am the Liberator. I speak for the trees, and the trees are speaking in Chinese. But I remember stepping out of the vault, looking around, and then going off to the left and having to fight 4 Liberators with my fists because I didn't check the bodies, so I didn't have the machete. And I didn't have the pipe pistol either.
Yeah, I almost feel the vault would have been a lot cooler. See if it was. I know they did it on top of a hill just for cinematics' sake, but see, just like having it in a sort of more flat area, and like have the area outside it be like a workshop you could claim, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. But at the same time, it was a great glance at West Virginia for anyone who hasn't been here before. Hills, fucking everywhere.
Okay, Stacks. Any good memories from Reclamation Day?
I don't think I knew any of you until like a couple months after, but I remember like it was during the very first beta session. I think everybody was kind of exiting out. Like there was this one dude who like I think only hit like level 5 because I think it was like at least 5 or 6 of us all running through like the first like bits of the quest. Hitting level 5, this one dude just started railing into us, trying to like mess with us and everything. Placing my camp in the riverbed that is like right south of Flatwoods, and like pledging to myself that I'm not going outside of the forest until I hit the actual like full game. Just because I just kind of wanted to like let everybody else kind of speed ahead.
Yeah, kind of like pace yourself a bit.
Yeah, because I realized when there's like 5 or 6 people around, it's kind of a little bit more of a hassle because everybody's kind of surrounding a dead body trying to get a holotape or a note.
The first few days was great. See, like when it was just like vault suits everywhere and everything was new to everyone. There wasn't like
people were working together to do shit.
Yeah.
And occasionally you'd find someone trying to murder someone else.
I mean, like now
that was always interesting.
Flat damage. We're all sitting in private servers, and everyone kind of became antisocial a little bit. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. But I guess that's what's kind of good about private servers again is, you know, we'll be kind of like playing with people we know, so it wouldn't be that kind of emptiness.
Yeah, and the people that want to socialize can still go to public servers, and people that want to just be left to them lonesome can get themselves into a private server.
Yeah, we can just sit and play co-op for it.
Yeah, and we can set up our camps where we're not going to have people running through the background mid-shot.
Exactly.
Or, you know, people shooting off in the distance.
It's crazy to think, though, that that's pretty much been a year now. You know?
Yeah. Like, it still screws me up because, like, the Discord server, it's, what, just over 2 weeks away from being around for a year?
I would say so, yeah.
And I joined only a few days after the server, like, it was, like, late November when I joined, so it just feels weird.
Yeah.
And there's another year to come.
Yep.
At least.
Absolutely. So, I'm trying to think more Reclamation Day stuff that I can remember. T-posing ghouls. We talked about that last week.
Yeah.
Just T-posing everything, really.
We started with T-posing ghouls and T-posing Scorched. Then we moved on to normal Scorch and ghouls that just wouldn't wake up. They just didn't want to get out of bed, so they'd slide at you on the ground.
When I have that,
place your bets. What next model-wise is going to be weird?
Flying ghouls.
Personally, I'm thinking humans that are just not even like T-posing, but just like the regular like standing animation as they slide towards you menacingly to attack you.
No.
Unmoving, just zip.
We gotta bring the thing back from Fallout 4, okay? We gotta have them swimming in the air.
Oh gosh.
Valentine, anyone?
That GIF, I hate that GIF so much. It pops up every now and then. It's like so many things wrong with this photo. Why is the robot the one swimming?
As far as like Reclamation Day goes, There's like a lot of good things. Like we remember how much of a I don't want to like just straight up insult, but like this game was like a little bit of a mess. It got fixed over time. There's always gonna be like little bugs because this game's more unique than most of them. Having an open world without so many like interior cells or changes in loading screens or anything.
Yeah.
And they're using the same engine they've used only for single player games in the past. So this is a whole new learning game for Bethesda when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like they have years of practice to build on, like other companies do when it comes to launching AAA online titles. What you've got here is a brand new thing for Bethesda, and honestly, overall, it's been rough, but they've done
still
pretty
just
well.
works.
I mean,
That's bad.
I mean, we're still playing it, so
Yep.
They're good.
And we've got viewers that are clearly still playing if they're interested in us.
exactly.
2 million.
Fuck, I don't know. We're still talking
Brand
about
commissioner.
So, like, your first camp. What was your first camp like?
Yeah, that's like, I had just like a little like wooden crack shack at the bottom of the riverbed that led down south of Flatwoods towards the bridge. And like I just remember like people would kind of like you could see somebody else's house across the riverbed. Somebody else would see your house, and then the one I feel like it was more like a little neighborhood. With just a bunch of crack shacks, you know. I mean, I like went crazy when I finally found my first like metal building plans, you know. Found out how to build a temporary workbench, so I was wild about that.
Yeah, I miss.
You
Like,
remember?
I miss like that initial feeling of like finding shit and discovering stuff for the first time. You know, like the first time I got a Brahmin pen and realized I could have a fucking Brahmin in my camp. I was like, what? Fucking
What?
You know, it's just,
Cow.
there's things in it that I wasn't expecting to be in it.
It was
Yeah.
surreal. It was like it feels the same way as Fallout 4. Not even the multiplayer aspect. I mean, it just felt different and looked different. Because Fallout 4 was the first Fallout game I ever played.
Same.
Sure.
For a lot of people, I think it was.
I was Fallout 3 was the first one I played.
My play was 4, then 3, which I ran through quickly because I didn't realize perception was that important, and I didn't go back. I haven't gone back yet, but I want to soon. And then New Vegas, which is the best game of all time. Don't at me. Don't even start adding me on that.
I tell you
the-
what, partner,
You're
I
the
wouldn't
fucking-
play a Fallout game where it requires VATS to even aim because you freeze up every once in a while. Worse than Fallout 6. That.
Just standing here watching my roommate play 3 as I talk about it.
3 was a good game. I hope
I
there's
don't
more
even know where he is right now.
I hope there's like more tie-ins to Fallout 3 in this.
Yeah. And I'm still looking forward to that Creation Club from Fallout 4. They still haven't released it yet. I'm not sure why it got delayed, but I hope they come out with it soon.
Yeah, that'd be real cool. Because is it not GNR Plaza or something? There's a bunch of outfits.
It's GNR Plaza. You're going to there to stop the gunners from doing a thing, as usual. But it's a month late now.
That's pretty cool.
So I'm hoping it comes out soon, because I've been looking forward to it ages. But I can't budget for it if I don't know what's going to come out.
Yeah.
But
So,
on the topic of camps real quick.
well, that's
So,
going to be our last segment, so let's try not to talk too much about camps.
I mean the first camp you make.
Right, okay.
So, my first camp. I didn't realize you could move your camp once you placed it. You all remember that spot in the mire that I had for like 6 months, right? The spot with the lead deposit?
Yeah.
That was my first camp.
So
You just never moved?
Hey, I moved a month ago, 2 months ago. Whenever we made the Promised Land, I moved then up to Aaron Holt Homestead, and I'm still there.
That was like March or May.
That was not that early. That was like
It
June.
was.
It was before the Sheepscotch free range event even started.
Shit.
It was before Lying Low.
So on my heavy character, my first character I ever made, I moved his camp twice.
Wow.
Well, actually, no, once. Because it was started in the mire, went to Aaron Holt, haven't moved since. On my other character, I've moved like 8 times because I'll build somewhere and then a week later, because it's like, you know what? No, move.
You're no
Yeah.
building here.
My checkpoint We had like 5 people work on that. We spent 3 hours designing that. I had the power armor garage with all the concrete walls blocking it off, all lined up perfectly. And then Bethesda goes, you know what? No.
Yeah, I remember working really hard on that. I placed a Brahmin pin.
And then I had the field of wheat outside for people to hide in when we were doing stuff there.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, I still miss that camp.
So keeping up with the general theme of things for the first time and stuff. What was the first? Can you remember your first legendary?
Level 15 2-shot pump action back when they weren't broken.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll rephrase that. Your first like good legendary.
2-shot pump action shotgun before they were broken.
It was the axe I had for a very long time. It was the Gargnak axe I used.
Oh,
it was the Enclave bought stuff event out by the one in the ash heap.
Yeah.
Killed a level 40 ghoul, and I got me that anti-armor power swing Gargnak axe, even though it was level 40, and it was my best weapon ever until recently.
I mean, if you're talking about your first good armor, I will talk about this level 5 chameleon leather left leg that I had, and I still have in my stash box.
I think we all got one of those.
I used it
I was so
until I was
excited.
probably around like level 5 or level 50. I probably used that until I got to max.
The first chameleon piece I found, I was like, holy shit, a chameleon piece.
I got mine from the first event that I did. I did the Mama Dolce's event, right? And
Right.
it popped it out at the end, and I was like, this early on? Like in stealth? Yay. Ignore me knocking things over.
I miss Mama Dolce's giving you out. Remember the canned food would be like server
Yeah,
way.
because the whole server gets fed like the good communists that there are buried underneath that place. I'm sorry for the spoiler anyone, but it's been a year. You have no excuses.
Like I felt like it wasn't a bug, it was a feature. I was like, I bet somebody was like, I mean, this is like, there's really a communist spy hideout underneath there. It makes sense. Everybody gets the same outfit.
Speaking of the communist bunker, so when the game first came out, did you find it by accident or did you find it on purpose?
I didn't know until you guys told me.
I found it in the sewer pipe before the Enclave quest even was like a thing that I knew about. So I was like, what the heck is this?
Like, I knew the pipe was there. I didn't know how to get in. I picked the key card, but I didn't put 2 and 2 together somehow. So I found the card after I found the entrance, and I thought it was like Enclave or restricted area we'll get later on. I didn't realize it was communists.
See, I didn't know about it until I saw an Oxhorn video. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, since I didn't get to play during the beta, I watched Oxhorn and a few of the YouTubers play their beta, and I learned where that was. I learned how to start the mystery. So I got a little bit spoiled, but I stopped watching them after. I was like, I gotta wait.
Yeah.
I got experiences on my own.
Like, as of today, I've still not watched a single lore video on 76.
I mean, you don't really need lore videos because this one's kind of one of these games where the lore's kind of stuffed in your. You need the lore.
Bethesda.
You aren't escaping the lore, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Bethesda's really good about that because I mean, I always talk about how like Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim literally could tell you the entire history of the Elder Scrolls from all the books and stuff they got. And I think Fallout 76 does a really good job of telling you a lot of the story through like holotapes and notes. It's just not spoon fed to you, as in like many other games where you can really get like the entire scoop of the story.
Yeah,
because at first glance, when you do the missions, it's more like everybody's just dead. We're just completing their work. And then it's like, well, it took me a while to get that what actually happened in the Enclave bunker wasn't Modus flipping out. It was Eckhart doing some things that led to Modus kind of protecting the entire wasteland.
As far as we know.
In his own weird, creepy way, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's actually...
I still don't trust him personally.
Modus? I don't know. He seems like an alright guy.
Dude.
Like, you heard me mix up Modus and Zax earlier, because I don't trust either of them.
I'd let my
They're
dog
both creepy fucks.
He's a nice dude. He's a nice dude.
He's a good host. So this has actually hit around the 20-minute mark already, talking about Reclamation Day. So what I think we will do is we will take a quick 10-minute break, go over some Reddit posts, take another break,
Ten.
and then we'll talk camps and workshops.
Indeed, bro. 10 minutes is all I need.
So we'll be right back. And we're back with the Reddit segment. I think Gear, you had one you wanted to talk about first.
Yeah, it's a little theory that Vault 76 was not a control vault. It was not intended to house America's best and brightest to rebuild after the bombs. It was in fact another social experiment where they gathered kleptomaniacs, people with impulse control issues and obsessive compulsive behaviors, pumped medication into the air and food supply to keep their symptoms in check, and then turned them loose on the ravenous landscape after 20 years. This explains perfectly the behavior of most players, why there's a man in his underwear dancing on the roof of my workshop. And sometimes, I do like to be funny, take chems, and dance on people's workshops.
It kind of like it's more of just a reflection of how bad the player base is sometimes.
Yeah,
it's like living in the darkest corner of the world.
The Fallout 76 player base is very strange. It's something.
One minute someone trying to beat you to death, the next they're giving you Nuka Shine and seeing where you end up.
Right? Like,
you guys remember when Nuka Shine came out and everyone would just be stopping by the vault where noobs would come out and can them a bottle just to see where they'd end up? I saw one of them end up in the bog, like close to Fisher Site Prime, and I was just like, "Oh, you poor fuck! I'm so sorry for you." Like I almost cried for that poor guy.
Yeah, I think that like when they give us stuff like that, like the little gimmicky things that like make us laugh, just like the random spawns that they give us, like the little Easter eggs, it kind of introduces us to new Easter eggs as well. But, like, I mean, yeah, the player base is just really strange.
Hey, you finally awake.
Like you think about all the stuff that I've built at workshops in the recent days.
yeah.
Girls, schools, and green skin.
I mean, in general, nothing beats claiming a workshop just to find the entire budget that's spent on red balloons.
99 right away.
What next? We're starting on a nuclear war?
So, keeping on the theme, since we're talking, it's all been like a year and we're looking at old Reddit posts. Here's one from 11 months ago. West Virginia's governor has declared today officially Reclamation Day.
Oh, I remember that. I was in class when they did that. Everyone spent the rest of the hour talking about it.
Pretty cool.
You just spend the rest of the day like dancing naked on top of people's houses.
Scrapping.
Nah, we didn't have enough psycho buff for that. Sadly, the school confiscated our supply of that last year. You don't want to know what happened before then.
Yeah.
Anyone else got some good old throwback Reddit posts?
I found this one, which, based on the day, it says 11 months ago. At this point, I'm assuming that it was like either one of the last days of the beta or the first day the game was out. And I just love this post. I was an hour into playing with my bro sitting behind me, and I had just entered a cave. I say out loud, I might be the first person in the beta to enter this cave. I then hear a reply just around the corner. No, you aren't. We bust out laughing, and I played the rest of the beta with Cave Boy. It was those little encounters like that in the early day that I loved. Just, you'd go in there, you'd do a thing, and then it'd be like, no, someone else is here, they beat you to the punch. Yeah,
you just hear like the footsteps, you're like, oh, man.
And like the voice check, no one expected it to be like always hot mic like that unless you switched it off on your end. So there's stuff like this comment in here. Fresh out of the Vault 76 on PC, I hear someone say, Matt, can you hear me? I say, I'm not Matt, but I can hear you. They replied, thanks, not Matt. Just the dumb little interactions like that.
Yeah, like before people realised their mics were open and they would just talk and say everything. And
Character creation. I heard someone talking about creating their character. I'm just like, hey, how you doing?
I heard they did have like a full blown argument with his wife. Like, and he came
Yeah, like,
back and I
'cause
was like, "Dude, you better go sort that shit out, man. That sounds serious."
That's on you. I mean, you hear a lot of stuff in game chat. It's less common now, but I mean, you can hear anything from like any age like range from like 12 to 60. It's like you either hear somebody breathing in the mic, just random noise, fan in the background, or just somebody like explaining their every move,
Yep.
talking to
Or
themselves, thinking
or
to
the classic
themselves.
dude sitting in his room with his friend explaining the game to him, and he thinks like you can't hear him, so he's like, "Oh, look at this fucking idiot," and it's like, "I'm right here. I can, I can hear you." Fuck you, man.
He starts insulting, railing into him. Nah. Yeah, there's a lot. Like the player bases, you get a lot of people, but it's a good community. It's just all people who have played the old Fallout games.
Anyone else got some old Reddit posts?
I got a Reddit post. It's actually from yesterday, but it's a talks about a guy who titled it that announcing that he kind of soloed his first Scorch Beast. Then he goes in to say, "Well, this is probably not a big deal for most. I'm still really proud of myself." And he talks about he was over near Pumpkin House in the Savage Divide, and he heard the Scorched Beast from the Fisher site nearby flying overhead. And he hopped inside of his new set of power armor and actually managed to kill it in a few minutes. And he said
Nice.
he can't wait to fight more. And I think what was your first Scorched Beast that you fought?
I don't know if mine really counts, but the first time I remember fighting a Scorched Beast was Fort Defiance. Like, that was the first time. Like, it was me, Matt, Nix, and a couple others, and we'd kind of like maybe sort of 20s to 30s, and we looked up, and the line in the stand event started. So it's like, shit, what the fuck is this? Hold the line, boys. So we're holding the line with like our fucking mix and match pieces of armor, our low level weapons, because we're not really at this point grinded for legendaries and stuff. So, and it's just that first time you see a Scotch beast fall out of the sky, you're like, holy shit, they can be beat. you know?
That was my first experience too. It was just me and the turret.
My first experience was a desperate fight. I was starting the Brotherhood quest line way too early, level 30. Didn't know what I was doing. I went into the bog. I followed what they told me to do when it came to the little radar things. And then I hear screaming coming from the sky, and everything goes white. I had a mix of... Actually, I could probably put this photo for later, but I just had a mix of T-45 and 51, and half my armor was broken about before the fight was even halfway done. I ran out of ammo on my 10mm SMG, my assault rifle, and like everything else I was carrying. So I was down to a dragon. So I've got a photo of me where after an hour-long battle or so, I finally brought this thing down with the dragon. And then I promptly was killed by its buddies that it called in.
Yeah.
Scorched Beast.
I killed
terrifying.
it. I killed it.
They used to be terrifying, and now they're just kind of like, oh crap, it's Scorched Beast.
It's like,
What do you mean used to be? When's the last time you made a new character and walked anywhere near a Fisher site?
Yeah, but it's not.
No,
but on this
early
character,
on,
on this character, I charged towards them like some sort of dragonborn.
Yeah. It's not that they're not scary anymore. It's just that we're scarier than they are now.
They just kind of become more of a nuisance.
I hate to give Bethesda ideas, but I really would like that dragonborn helmet that was in Fallout 4.
Oh, the Creation Club one?
Yeah, that helmet was awesome.
That could be part of a mini quest where you have to go break into a museum to steal it. It belongs in a museum. It belongs in my inventory, damn it.
Wastelanders, we learn how to yell.
Well, it was a Heroes Comics thing before, wasn't it?
Yeah, because there was a whole quest. I think I didn't get to create that one personally yet. I didn't buy it on Creation Club. That's just because I preferred to get the weapon stuff.
Oh, here's a cool post. 11 months ago, I was just taxed by the Brotherhood of Steel. So here I am, minding my own business, when out of nowhere, a level 96 and level 77 guy come walking up in super shiny silver power armor. And they tell me that the Brotherhood of Steel needs my springs, adhesive, and a few other things. They tell me that my base is not up to code, and that they could knock it down by removing the one support beam I have holding it up. Or, I can pay them in springs to walk away. I paid. No regrets.
It kills me, man. I remember like it used to happen with more like raiders, like teenagers and stuff. Like always be like, "Oh yeah, we're raiders, and we're gonna just destroy your camp." And it was more or less just, I'm just gonna leave the server. And then now that they kind of like took out the camp destruction and everything, those people are just being jerks about it, you know. And,
There's two quick posts I'd like to cover. The first one is a throwback to like the early days back when duping was like a huge concern, like to the point where you could, anytime you went to a train station, the odds are you'd find the shady Rolex dealer, but instead of Rolexes, it was handmaids. Stacks, you know a lot about that one.
I was actually at the golf club. So
Same
you got
difference.
your information wrong.
Same
I
difference.
only hang around some pristine real estate.
You get your knockoffs and the most pristine of shady dealers.
My vault drawer, not a train drawer.
But this post is talking about how they should have turned every duped item into plan. Single action and revolver, ivory grip. Y'all remember that?
Yeah, like, that's like the most common fucking plan ever, man.
It's actually rarer now. They fixed that. But in the early days, it was like more common than toilet paper, which directly ties into the next post.
Oh, God.
It's talking about this guy they found in the outhouse of the Middle Mountain Cabins. How this person could have been waiting there for hours, as far as they know. But they opened the door to the outhouse, and the guy just looked at them and goes, "Got any toilet paper?"
What the fuck?
Listen, it gets better. Priceless. Fearing disease, I told you I would drop some stuff for you because I didn't want to do business with those filthy hands. You kind of understood. I dropped a dish rag, a few raw cloth, antiseptic, and a plunger because, hey, you never know. You stood up, shifted through the bag, and said, "This'll do." I proceeded to pick up my raw cloth, antiseptic, and plunger as you got back in the outhouse, closed the door, and reclaimed your bronze throne. Bravo, sir. Bravo.
See, I just fucking love the community, man. Like, stupid stuff like that, just...
There's a lot of stuff that goes unnoticed, too.
And that reminds me of Fallout 4. When you first go to the Abernathy Farm. Now, a lot of people didn't go to the Abernathy Farm for a while, but if you go there early on, it's meant to teach you how money works in the game. And at one point, you ask about dollar bills and coins, and the lady you ask says the only use for those is stocking your outhouse.
Good old dollar bills.
Just like this guy did. This guy was the one who inspired it all.
I read a post I'd quite like to talk about 10 months ago. It's kind of cool because it's something that actually appeared. Can we get vending machines to put items for sale in our base? And we got them. I just thought that was kind of cool. It's when you think about... And I know we could go on to talk about suggestions that have appeared, but...
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we could.
They deliver. It's sensible. Private servers cost on other games, and in this situation, they're probably actually worth what you pay. And then you get a bunch of extra stuff.
I mean, we're on one right now, and it's been great so far.
Yeah. The only thing we have to worry about is the locals,
bothered.
and fortunately the locals haven't decided to attack us and scream angry red things at us.
Yeah, that's your job if they decide to show up, by the way, Colin.
I've got my rifle ready.
You're on security.
You saw it in that poor robot.
No,
Yeah,
that was overkill.
Or rather, you didn't see. It was out of your range. If I may, with one last quick post.
Sure, go ahead.
This is the more recent one. I just found it scrolling across, and that's why I just muted myself, so I could at least try to muffle the amount of laughter I had over it.
Okay.
So, this is back in the day when people still wanted... This is 2 months ago, right? This person really wanted a pet, right? So, the first thing I see is a photo of everything exploding behind a guy who's saying, "Please disperse all calmly," because it's an image that they edited on afterward. The title of this post is, and this is exact wording, by the way, is the anal fiend perk necessary to tame Deathclaws.
I remember that post.
I remember that.
I-
It got so popular, and the comments were just like ruining him. It's like, dang.
Top comment. You bet your ass it is.
That was a good.
Fisto liked that.
100% remember that post.
Oh,
man.
the deeper I go into this post, the less I want to say what I'm reading because oh no.
It was the comments, dude. The comments were the killer.
X, take Deathclaw meat. And then I get this one guy here, it's like, what perk? This guy's like, I'm playing 76. Well, this guy's playing 69.
So does anyone have more Reddit posts?
Oh my god.
Because
I'm just gonna shit up on that post because holy hell.
so on that note, we've got one more Reddit post I want to talk about that's kind of more recent, and it's not so much Reclamation Day and C.A.M.P.S, but this guy says, don't you think it would be a nice idea to be able to set your server's level limit and make servers leveled to your level? So essentially, you'd go to the forest region and everything would be leveled to your level as opposed to being low level. So like imagine a more higher difficulty collision course or a more higher difficulty path to enlightenment. Well, to be honest,
So I can skulk around the forest one-shotting things with my Gauss rifle, but I won't feel as bad.
Yeah.
I think it kind of goes like on to the thing that what people really wanted from a survival server was also some high difficulty, like some extra loot.
Yeah.
People
Like I'll
still
admit,
want
I feel a little guilty when I murder a level 1 Scorch with a legendary 3-star Gauss rifle. I tweaked out the all hell and back.
I mean, that's the whole reason
It's
I always
just
build my
overkill and
camp
a
in the
half.
forest. I always build in the forest, just simply because the enemies are low level and they're not going to fucking tear my camp down. I'd build in the bog more often if I could.
Yeah.
that.
I mean, if the turrets were more effective, I'd build in the camp 24/7.
It starts really hurting my heart when I kill my 99th possum with my god hammer.
I know, right? Like, it just feels horrible. It's like, I could do better.
There's no meat left on that thing.
It's just a puddle. Well, I think that about rounds it up for the Reddit section. It's hit around the 20-minute mark. So what we'll do is we'll take another quick break, and then when we come back, we're basically just going to be on the subject of camps and workshops. So we're back with the last segment, and for this one I wanted to talk about camps and workshops. So to start off, I thought a good way to start would be, what's the worst camp you've ever seen?
It was just the camp module. Nothing was built. It was just the camp module, and it was right where mine is. Back when I had back in the early days when I still had the checkpoint. Some new person fresh out of the vault put their camp there, didn't build anything, and took my spot.
That sucks.
Any camp where the first step is building a single wooden support, like foundation, stairway, and punji boards is the worst camp ever. It's just like on like a category.
What, is your camp not built entirely out of punji board? The walls, the floors, the ceiling, everything's punji board facing inwards?
I've seen a guy. I like that because of that, but it was like basically his entire camp. It was a camp module surrounded. The outer rim of the builder area was actually punji boards, and he had a single. I can't remember what was the first plush that came out. The rabbit. I think he had the rabbit.
Yeah, it was a rabbit
on top of flamingo.
I still believe that if someone put punji boards in their house, it should count as an attack against the players, so they can destroy the punji board and everything else in that building free of charges.
It's very like conflicting.
Like if you're gonna attack me by putting your traps up like that, then I'm gonna destroy your shit in response.
It's like those
There's
trap
fire.
camps. They're like, oh yeah, here's a vending machine, and you got to go up all these flights of stairs, and you drop down. And there's a bunch of rat emitters.
Or worse, the ones where you get to go into a locked room. They just shut the door behind you and turn on the flamers. DJ.
That was amazing.
I wasn't going to name
That
names.
was simultaneously amazing and horrible.
I hated foundation houses. Oh god, they were hideous.
Oh, no,
no,
that's what I'm talking about. But at the same
Fastnet
time, I hated those. But yeah, the Fastnet trap house where we'd go there, you'd turn on the sirens, people would go in the front door, you'd slam the door shut and burn them alive.
So obvious.
But people fell for it anyway. Like, it was the most obvious trap in the world, and people would still just go ding 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 and die. It's like, what are y'all thinking?
It's creativity. It's just like, I mean, people have used glitches to like make them pretty fun camps, like going underground using a cello in the stairs.
Yeah, Miss P designed one of those, and she was on Game Ranks for it. I think it was Game Ranks, but yeah, because I talked to her in the vault sometimes.
And then there's camps like there's the trap camps, and there's the camps that are faction based, which I mean that it would elevate the game if they added some more bundles. There were free states camps and outposts in the mire and all around the forest and stuff. Like one that Craig built, a couple that Craig has built over time.
I know.
One that I took over after Craig built.
When we used to do Brotherhood Wolfpack, like RP and everything, we used to do the checkpoints at Slocum Joe's and down the street, all along Route 59, 51.
Yeah, we had like 3 or 4.
Yeah, we had like an actual like plan, didn't
Little
we?
network.
Yeah.
And then there's people that
There's
just
a reason
build
why I claimed that bunker
houses.
spot as my camp.
I mean, I just had another
The
good
crack
thing.
huts.
The crack huts. I guess that's another good
No,
thing with the private servers now is we can kind of get back into doing those sort of things. You know?
Yeah. I remember, on top of crack huts real quick, I remember the early days. I don't remember who it was, but I remember somebody had, like, they had a crack house in Flatwoods between 2 houses, but it was actually like it was somehow both a crack house and a good house at the same time.
Who built that?
The way it was implemented.
I remember
Zach.
that. No, because it was before Zach. It was when one of our older members was like actually recording like a little trailer for us. When we went to Arctos and everything.
Yeah,
like we were doing like research and everything, taking like screenshots.
Pen.
I remember reading that.
Yeah, I was trying not to name names, but yeah.
Yeah, because I remember going there a few times, and I was just like, just simultaneously the shittiest camp I've ever seen and the best camp I've ever seen.
I mean, on top of that though, there are like the camps. Like there are some pre-existing locations you can place your camps at. People make pretty interesting locations. There's a cabin somewhere in the Northern Savage Divide. I can't remember where, but it's basically just a pre-built house.
Yeah, I
People
put
have their own stuff too.
I put my camp there once.
There was like little magic spot in Morgantown Airport next to the control tower.
I missed that.
I never actually saw a camp there. I know they existed there. I just never saw one personally.
I did that a couple of times, but it's kind of hard to build in. You don't get much space.
The Firefly place up at top of the forest. I've seen a few camps up there, and they're.
I've got something built on the acid deposit there. It's not the greatest looking camp, but it's not bad either.
The little unmarked locations on the map as well, like Carhenge and everything. People build there. The Easter eggs.
Yeah, 'cause
and everything. Cool.
I think we've got somebody building up there right now, don't we?
Yeah, I think so.
Bubba. I'm going to use names now because he's actually.
Yeah, like he's in our group, but you know,
Yeah,
it's
a real one.
he's probably going to be on the podcast at some point. Actually,
What do you mean probably? I think even almost definitely.
Bro, butter.
He just waiting for one of us to not be available.
I remember I saw a weird camp, and it was fucking. It was just covered in like racial slurs and shit like that. And I was just like,
Yeah.
what's the
See, no,
point?
camps like that I understand, because it's like all you're doing is ensuring that you're going to get banned and you just wasted $60 in this game.
Exactly.
Like, if you're rich enough to do that, then you're rich enough to buy a banner on a plane to do that instead of doing it in a stupid game.
I know.
I think it's just something that we have to deal with. You know, it's like you give people the freedom, and it's kind of, I think it's like a cost that comes with freedom.
Yeah. But thankfully, I haven't seen many of those because Bethesda cracked down hard on that crap from the beginning.
Yeah.
I think they're even doing
And
a good job.
they made examples early on, which was the best move.
Yeah, like the very early day, there was 2 guys that got permabanned for harassing some player.
I remember that.
I remember reading about it. I was like, you played stupid games, you got stupid prizes. Suck it.
Somebody.
So, still on the topic of camps and stuff, what's the most interesting build you've ever seen? I think probably one I saw was a dude built like a sort of, it was like a weird sort of Atlantis build using like the domes and the metal building plans. It was cool. It was like floating on the water and it looked like a, you know, the city, you know, the first Star Wars movie and they go underwater and there's like the underwater city.
Camino.
Yeah, it would be, yeah, basically it built a sort of Camino actually. Yeah, you're right, second movie.
Not the first Star Wars movie, that's the 5th.
You know, anyway, it
Release
basically
order, damn it.
it built like this sort of dome city using the domes and tunnels and shit like that. It was really cool.
Yeah.
I wish I
It
had
sounds fun.
Wish I had a screenshot.
The most interesting I've seen would have to be the dollhouse. Everyone's probably seen pictures of it.
Yeah, I've never seen that one.
The dollhouse is just so. It's cool.
It's original.
And with the additions of the wallpaper, it makes it look even more like a dollhouse.
Yeah, it's like
I
there's
saw
just
it
a lot
before
of
and after.
kit builds. Like there's just so many interesting ones.
I know, right?
The dollhouse pokes out because it is unique. There's a lot of interesting ones.
Yeah, I've never seen anything else like that.
I'd say the cylinder ones, but the problem was after like the first 3, they all had the same interior design.
Because you can't really use too much budget after doing that.
Yeah. Plus on top of that, you had a limited amount of internal space to work with, so you had to like make a floor for crafting, a floor for radiation and sleeping, a floor for whatever you wanted.
The camps that came after when they added vending machines, like people actually made like stores and everything.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, they used signs and letters for how they were meant to be used. Kind of like, oh yeah, open.
Or they'd make their little military compounds taking over the White Spring. Craig.
Hey, I like building
no, I like it too. I like it too. That's honestly one of the more interesting ones I saw in the games to date.
Quarter mastery.
I'm an immersion builder. You know that.
Yeah, it was honestly pretty well done. It just looked weird. The fact that it's like, here's the White Spring, a place to go relax, catch a few rays, hear about the Enclave, and see them landing on your beachfront property.
Enclave fucking forward operating base and on the
Just
golf
picture
course.
this. You go for a round of golf and you see a military compound in the middle of the green.
It's like Hole 9's closed today.
Well,
for some weird reason.
See, because
Hole 9 closed today. Someone tried to use it to practice grenade throwing.
That's because I used tents. Tents are the key to big bases.
Yeah, you use tents and because it used less resources and the barriers outside and like the watchtower looking areas.
I kind of wish to see the portable tent that comes with Fallout First. Kind of wish that I kind of wish that kind of had like a mini budget and a little build area, you know, just to like customize it a little bit. Make it
let me put down a few workbenches and maybe a bobblehead or 2 or 5.
I can actually already picture them selling different skins for it, to be honest.
I don't care about a skin for it unless it's Enclave or BOS.
I think that's what I was thinking it'd probably be. It'd be like different themes.
Yeah, different factional themes. I'd be happy with that. Riley's Rangers.
So where were we with talking about camps there? We were
as new updates came out, how they kind of changed.
Yeah, bulldozing feature. That was a cool addition. You know, get rid of those annoying rocks and bushes and stuff.
Yeah, it makes you more free. And then, of course, when Adam Shop started getting more and more like new stuff, not so much like the brand new, like newly created stuff, people started building like the statues and everything around their camps. People made camps like just themed to a certain way. Like most recently, people are just making Halloween camps before there's even a Halloween dropout.
They don't care.
And display cases kind of made it so that people were making museums. People were just making like straight up just bottom floor foundations just covered in display cases. Some of like the hardest stuff to find. You know, just like really cool things like super mutant heads and scorched body parts.
Yeah, they kind of
being able to display your weapons.
Yeah, like building armories and like I saw one dude that says come to my camp. My vending machine's on the map basically, but there's no items in it. It's just for you to fast travel to, and you go there and the dude's actually got it. You actually need to interact with the dude to trade with him. He's like that. The vendors take away that social aspect. Come actually speak to me and let's barter. I was like,
Yeah,
see?
it makes it so it's like this is this price firm. If you don't give me this price, get out of here. And it just ruins any chance for negotiation. You might really want that gun, but you're 1,000 caps short, and you don't know if the person's gonna even listen to you if you say, "Hey, I can give you X amount instead of Y amount."
Or like if by the time you go off to farm enough caps to come back and buy it, he's gonna still be on the server. Yeah.
Well, because that's what I was killing the vending machines. I'll warp over to the camp, right? I'll get there. I'll open the first vending machine, and the screen closes, and I'm falling 50 feet to my death.
That only happens to me. You can't say that. It happens to me more than anyone.
You should add that.
That's because you're out here trying to make caps more than anyone else, dude. I'm too busy trying to get junk.
I'm trying to spend my caps.
I'd say add a feature where you can't log out if someone's in your vending machine, but that could also be exploited in a way that people could trap you in a server.
Just add a feature where if someone's in your vending machine, you get a pop-up explicitly telling you that someone's in your machine before you log out. That way, you don't interrupt yourself out of a good deal. I mean, a good sale.
Yeah, if someone is currently using your vending machine, would you still like to quit? Sort of thing. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so So I'd quite like to move on to talking about workshops. If anyone's got some strong feelings about workshops, they'd like to divulge. Because personally, I never really touched workshops until today, really.
Except for fusion core farming, I usually don't use them much, if at all. But what kills me is just that you have very clearly valuable shops like the ammo factory, the power plants, and the food processing plant. And then all the other ones are just flavor text. There's nothing that really incentivizes you to using them.
I like the copper.
There's no incentive to actually claim that place. So you can just run through, pick the 100 razor grain, and walk away.
Copper.
I take hemlock holes quite a bit.
For acid. We've got everything.
I find it easier to find stuff to kill to get acid.
Yeah, you can always the best part about workshops is you can set up resources and everything. Pop in to defend every once in a while.
Yeah. It's passive resources until someone attacks you when you're doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I always try to take. I normally take at least one workshop sometime. If it's somebody that owns it, I mean, I'll be more or less resistant or reluctant to take it. It's because I'm I'm pretty sure that person probably doesn't care as much, but it's just what if they're just getting fusion cores because of the last 3. But I've always liked them. But now that private servers again, now that they're back or they're here, I think today Tyler County Dirt Track we built a little shanty town kind of, and it kind of reminds me of the workshops in Fallout 4.
Yeah, I actually got earlier on, I lost track of time completely. I muted myself and I just kind of went off my own little world building away. I felt like it was in Fallout 4 all over again.
Yeah, with that, you like building in this game. Building is a big part of this game. That's why there are subreddits that just kind of center themselves around oh yeah, I built this today. Oh yeah, I built it something, and it's you see very rarely a workshop that's made into a town. Because either you get kind of tired and you're like, oh man, I got to disconnect. I can't spend 4 hours building an entire town. And then it's easier to build a camp in towns too. You don't have to worry about anybody taking it.
Well, when I take workshops, I always leave a sheep squash plushie because someone else is gonna take this after me when I leave, or they take it from me. So it's here's a little gift for you. You might not have it because it's an Atom shop, but here you go. It's cute. It's
adorable. Salt calling card. I knew it.
The sheepscotch cult.
They've been here. We best not take this place. Yeah.
I mean,
workshops are great.
Workshops are great, and
that was a good addition.
Again, with private servers getting the persistent workshops, I'm really excited for that. because it means that effort we put into like building up a workshop's not going to just be gone.
Yeah.
And there's going to be that sense of rebuilding because the game's all about rebuilding America, but it resets when you disconnect, so it's kind of it's weird. It'd be kind of cool in the future though if Wastelanders introduced, like settlers would sort of slowly move into the workshops over time and stuff.
Yeah.
So moving on with workshops topics, anyone got anything else you want to bring up about workshops?
Their future for like PvP zones and all that.
I just wish they'd have more incentive.
It's small, but it's like really more incentive without like the fact that it most likely is like a level 300 guy, or in my case, level 219, killing a level 7 for some fusion cores and steel.
Yeah, some little
yeah.
Sorry.
Oh yeah. Like, I mean, there's just they need like PvP's a small portion of this game. I mean, that's why survival's not here anymore. And there's a good majority of, or a good bit of PvP players that love PvP, but they just kind of go about it in a really bad way. And they just be like, oh yeah, we're just gonna own all the workshops in the server. And it's like you don't even look to see who owns it. You're just like, oh man, I love PvP, and nobody shows up to fight because it's 4 guys at a workshop. Like I just like maybe kind of add some more incentive like PvP, like Miko the Winter. I think I like that just because it is kind of level playing ground and it's not a battle royale. But workshops probably could use some love for Wastelanders too. Maybe the ability, like when you take it, you also get workers that work for you there.
That'd be pretty cool. Like if you're settlers, you'd get like a recruitment beacon. If you were raiders, it would be like a slaver pit.
Gotta feed them gruel to train them up.
God. Make them spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel of fortune. Spin the wheel of misfortune. Yeah, I know.
You get 30 lashing.
In the next few months, maybe they might leak some more stuff on Wastelanders, kind of give us some more information on it, as opposed to last time when they sadly delayed it. Yeah, maybe like kind of get us a little bit more into it. But I'm still gonna be here.
Well, you got to think we've got an Inside the Vault tomorrow, which I might actually do a separate video for, like I was saying earlier, and it's going to be interesting because I don't really know what else. They could talk about patch 14, but there's not really much to talk about patch 14. I feel like they would have to talk about what's still to come, moving forward. Maybe we might get a statement about, the recent release of Fallout first. We'll see.
Yeah.
Do we have Nuka Shine? That is the question.
No.
Nope.
Damn.
Well,
okay.
Actually,
I think
montage. I'm gonna go make some.
We could montage. Okay, so we'll be right back, and we'll send Convict into the Nuka Shine abyss.
Zero in at the Sam.
Yep. Alright, so that takes us to the end of the episode. As our new tradition, Convict's going to drink some Nuka Shine. And we're going to see where he ends up. So we'll probably just finish off with our little sort of closing chat. Next week we'll be talking. Do you maybe what? Have you drank actually yet?
Yes. The second
cool.
You said I'd be drinking it, I hit X.
Cool. Just making
sure. A minute. Well, 2 minutes really.
So yeah, next week we are going to be talking Halloween. We'll have a nice Halloween themed set, and we'll talk about cryptids, maybe some Fallout conspiracy theories, that sort of stuff. Spooky shit. Hope everybody enjoyed the podcast this week. We're still getting the hang of things. This week I decided not to put the App Store on the Inside the Vault in because I felt like it kind of took away from what we're actually talking about, almost. I don't know.
We're experimenting here, folks.
Yeah, pretty much. In the future, I think I'll maybe look at doing Inside the Vault videos separately, and maybe do App Store updates separately as well. Just to kind of put some filler content in between these longer videos. But how well can Convict?
We got I don't know. Under a minute.
Oh, you're gonna go soon. I've got the feeling. But,
Mid
yeah.
sentence, I just fade from existence.
One thing I probably would say is there's probably a lot of bullshit going on in the community and a lot of toxicity because of the recent update. But
Once everything calms down, we'll address the topic. We just don't want to deal with the
yeah, it's one of those
unpleasant
things.
side of things right now.
It's one of those things. There's a lot of strong opinions about it, and we felt it's still a raw, touchy subject. So we'll hold
Give
off.
people time.
And we'll maybe talk about it next week a bit more, but not too much.
A dark day.
It's
Oh.
oh, there he goes.
October 23rd, 2102.
Today, everyone realized
Oh,
we could
wait,
talk
no,
that voice chat we've worked in the wasteland.
So, as we wait for our convict to tell us where he is,
The latest adventure.
you guys for watching. Thanks, Stacks, Convict to Gear, for once again talking bullshit with me. As always, it's been a pleasure.
Oh, hey, I recognize this place. Vaguely.
So,
It's a cliffside out near... Where am I? I think that's Silo Alpha.
huh. Well, what
Wait, no. Well, it's not Alpha, but it's the one that's inside of a factory.
Bravo.
Well,
Yeah, I think I'm outside Silo Bravo.
we'll get a quick cinematic of that. And we'll leave that at the end. But once again, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks everyone for joining me on the show today. And we'll see you next week for our Halloween special. See you.